What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal. Tonight, we are at Westside Memorial. It's a new place for us. We haven't ever investigated out here. Honestly, didn't know it existed until Kenny found it a few days ago. And it's very interesting. It's kind of set back in the woods, really quiet area, which is one of the reasons we like it. A lot of the places we go to are very close to the street. And it's really hard to tell what's what when you got traffic noises going in and out of the background. So yeah, so we're gonna check this place out tonight, and who knows what we'll find. So let's do it. Okay, so as usual, we're gonna get into the very first spirit box session of the night. This is kind of the first space on our stop. This is you can't really tell. I mean, we're trying to get the light as much as possible out here, but this is a really spread out area. I mean, it's a lot bigger than it looks in just this little cone of light that we can show you. So we're trying to break it up into little quadrants and kind of check it a quadrant out at a time and just see what we get. So without further ado, let's get into the first spirit box session, man. Is there anybody out here? I don't know, like you whore.
That's what I thought. I was like, I was like, did I hear that right?
Yeah. Is there anybody out here?
That isn't insulting us?
Right? That isn't suddenly pissed off that way? You whore. All right.
Get out of here.
We are right out the gate.
Could you say Kenny again? What?
Yeah,
What was that?
got it that time.
Yeah. Okay.
They want to talk to you, man, apparently.
I almost wonder, like, we had something that kept doing that a while ago. I kind of wonder if it's the same thing, because it went away for a while. Could you say Kenny one more time?
Did you just say speak up? Are you having a hard time hearing us?
Did you hear that? It said you. Something's over here. Like, I really don't like a duet.
Yeah, do ghost noises, you smartass.
I tried to really not get too caught up in the moment and be like, something's here. But that every time we would ask something, that same voice came across. And then there was the one that you were hearing. It sounded like a whispering, because I heard like something like, I don't know, maybe no or something, but it was like,
right.
No. It was like whispering.
Nah, it's I mean, it's honestly hard to pin down, dude.
Yeah.
I kept hearing it, and it was almost like a subdued, like, guy's voice. He was just telling me stuff. But that was kind of a weird first spirit box. I mean, we were getting all kinds of things when we were kind of closer to the road.
Yeah.
Now that we've gone closer to the woods, I don't know, it was like we were just getting this mixed mash of things. It's going to be really cool to go back and kind of see what we picked up from that. And remember, like I told you before, I really want to pay attention to even what sounds like nonsense.
Yeah.
Even if we know it's the radio, just listen. Because, again, something may have been trying to communicate with us and we just would have completely ignored it.
Yeah.
So
and that for, those that don't know, we thought earlier we saw maybe like the silhouette of somebody. We thought maybe somebody was in here, maybe somebody that takes care of the place, but we really couldn't tell. We couldn't tell if maybe it was just the shadow of something, but that's what we were referring to when we said, were you around us? Which makes it a little more interesting, because normally we're going to write that off and be like, it's dark. We thought we saw something. But the fact that something seems to be communicating back to us kind of makes it a little more interesting. And of course, we're not saying it's a spirit 100%, but that was a pretty interesting back and forth right there.
Yeah, it was, man.
Definitely a lot that came across.
Absolutely. I want to really kind of capture the air, so to speak. So let's go ahead and get into an EVP session.
Yeah,
I'll let you lead that.
Too.
And same area, and we'll get kind of closer to the woods for that one, and see what we can get, man.
That'll work. Yep. All right, so we're in the same area we were just at when we did that first spirit box method. We're going to kind of hang around here for a second and try out a couple EVPs. We're really just trying to, if something was here with us, we're trying to get it to stay with us. So we're going to test this out and see if we can pick it up. Of course, you guys won't be able to hear this until afterwards, but we're going to just see if we can get some kind of answers from what that might have been.
Yeah, man.
So we'll go ahead and start this off with the obvious question. Are you standing here with us right now? Were you trying to talk to us? Did you ask us to walk forward, or did you want us to stay right here? Is there something you want to tell us? Because it seems almost like you showed up as soon as we started, which makes me wonder if you've been with us this whole time. Is that what has been happening? Have you been with us this whole time? Were you buried here, or were you possibly buried out there in the woods?
Let's go close to the woods.
It's weird. I don't know about that.
What'd you hear?
I thought there was a bug on my neck because I felt something do like that. I don't know what the fuck that was.
You get all the attention.
It was weird because there's nothing on my neck, and I felt it like twice. I don't think that was a ghost or anything. I don't know what the hell that was, but anyway, so we're gonna have to wrap this up here in a minute. We're gonna still be nearby, but we're gonna, kind of move on a little bit. And if you have anything you want to say to us right now, you can go ahead and just speak to me. Whatever you say will be picked up by the thing that I'm holding. I'm gonna feel it again, man. I don't think it would be a bug though. Is that you touching my neck? Or is that a bug? No, that was weird. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move along. You're welcome to follow us if you'd like, but we're gonna go ahead and move to a different area. Thank you for speaking with us. I think we'll go ahead and try out a different area. I really, just with not getting much, besides the jumbled up sounds and a couple different words, it really didn't, there was nothing to really go off of. So
True.
we just kind of go with the basic questions. That was really weird though, because I don't know what the hell that was. I felt something do like that on my neck, almost like something was kind of fluttering, but I didn't feel a bug. And then I felt it, I had my hand there and I felt it under my hand and there's nothing there. So that was kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, again, I keep getting this vibe, maybe because that's what I want it to be. Again, that something was drawing us to those woods.
Yeah, it did kind of feel like that. It's because I don't know, I just kind of randomly thought maybe to move this way, but it did sound like something came across and it said keep moving or keep walking. Of course, when we go back to review this, we'll know for sure, but something definitely sounded like that. And it seemed the more that we got closer to that, the more active it became.
Right.
We got a lot more responses as soon as we did that, but we're gonna go ahead and try out a different area. Maybe whatever is with us will follow us, and we'll just see how that goes. But
No,
we'll go
works
ahead
for
and
me,
test out
dude.
a different area.
Cool.
All right, so we moved a little bit further away from where we were earlier. Not a crazy distance, so we kind of want to still stay close to whatever might have been over there communicating with us if something was. But interestingly, we've been testing out the EMF detector and kind of going through, and it seems like it's been picking up a little bit of something. And we tested it around the equipment to see if maybe that's what it was, but it's not doing anything. It'll occasionally climb, but while we set it there, it will just start jumping up and then back down while we're not even, nothing's next to it or anything. So I'm almost at the point where I do believe something has been trying to communicate with us, but we haven't gotten enough to really confirm that. So we're gonna come over to this area, see if maybe something's over here. This is close to where we saw what looked like a black silhouette walking by. It was real fast, but that's what it looked like. So we're gonna see if maybe that's over here and maybe it wants to communicate with us. So as usual, we're gonna go with the spirit box method and see how that goes.
Okay.
If you are the spirit that was with us earlier, would you like to speak to us?
Which is
Okay. Are you the one that was with us earlier? Are you standing next to us? Almost sounded like I said, not me. Did you say not me? Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, no. I want to see if I can kind of. That's good. All right, let me try that again. Are you next to me right now? What? Did you hear that? Can you say that again?
For quite a while.
What the hell was that? Are you trying to tell me something right now? I'm going to let you speak. I'm going to let you speak. You tell me. Are you trying to talk to me? Or are you trying to talk to Matt?
Ooh,
Let me test this out. Can you say Matt?
And
Can you say Kenny? Dude, it came across
yeah.
very clearly.
I'm still watching that EMF meter.
That came across very clearly.
The EMF has been jumping.
Can you say Kenny again? Dude, that made my freaking heart like jump. That came across so clear. One more time, can you say Kenny? Tried. Is this somebody that I know, maybe? There's some weird stuff. You heard that?
It's the same voice again.
Dude, and like it sounds like a bunch of little like kids. That's weird. What? Dude, we haven't gotten this in a long time. That weird voice. I don't. What the hell is that? Is this somebody I know, or is this somebody that's been following me? I think I got a spider web all over me, man. It's like all the way across me. Okay, I got a little like stunned there for a second. That one, I wish you had heard it, man. It was so clear. Can you tell me? Can you tell me if you're next to that EMF reader? We've gotten that before too. That
Oh,
yeah, that's weird.
yeah.
Let me try this. If you're next to me, can you set that meter off? All I need you to do is just get next to it. Because I do believe somebody's with us right now. I would 100% believe something's with us. But I want you to be able to prove it to me and stand next to that meter. Just kind of get close to it, like right here. Oh, man. I honestly, I got like completely thrown off when I heard that. Because I was not expecting that to come across so clearly, because we were sitting there just laughing and stuff, and that came across. But I kind of feel like something is definitely with us. I just can't really tell what it's trying to say. It seems like everything, like you'll get occasional, like it's almost clear, but it's hard to tell, because it's still on the radio. But this same voice has come across over and over, and it just sounds like this robotic voice. And we've gotten this before. So this is not something we're new to. We have gotten this voice before at different locations. And we had a good while where we kept getting something saying my name, and it just stopped for a while.
Right.
And it's just weird because I don't know why that happens. I don't know what it is,
For lack of a better term, the flavor of the spirit box tonight is bizarre. It's not something that we experience a whole lot.
No,
So
not to this magnitude. Like, it doesn't keep going like this. Like, we'll get, a good like 20 seconds of something that'll talk to us a little bit, and then it just goes away. Occasionally we'll get one in a certain area that'll keep talking to us, but this seems like wherever we go, it's following. And we've had some weird things. The EMF reader's been going off. Unfortunately, we don't have the REM pods, because I do feel like something would be happening with that.
Oh, yeah.
I 100% believe something would be happening with that, because I'm almost fully convinced that something is with us right now. We just can't really get too much to be able to tell you guys unless you're hearing what we're hearing. But we're going to try a different area and see if maybe we'll get this again.
we'll knock out an EVP again in this area, just because.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea too.
Just use another different mode of communication. Maybe it'll pick it up.
It could help it out.
Yeah.
Know? So, or help them out. But yeah, we'll test that out and then see how that goes. Yeah, we'll see what we pick up.
Sounds good, man. All right, so we were around the same area. We just did the spirit box session, and we kind of want to use some of the momentum that we got off of that spirit box session because it was weird.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do an EVP session real quick while we're standing out here. I got the EMF meter in my hand. Here we go again with the yawns.
Oh, it's that hour. For
Just
those
to
of
see
you that
what
don't know,
happens.
too, we've been working today.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And yeah. What'd you hear?
Hang on a second. I heard a woman laughing. I swear. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God.
Coming from
I'm
what
not
direction?
fucking with you, dude. Like I heard
No, no, I
like
believe
right
it.
here, like right nearby somewhere. I heard like a right after we started laughing.
Well, let's capture this while we got it.
That
Okay.
dude, there something really strange.
Was there somebody here just mocking us a few minutes ago? Were you laughing with us? Can you laugh again? Is this that figure that Kenny saw right when we started walking through here? I'm gonna call that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird way to start an EVP session. Is you hearing laughter when we're
Yeah,
laughing,
that was really weird. Like,
and it's not. And I was thinking about this too, because I'm trying to rule out anything else. We're not in a spot where our voices are echoing.
no.
And we've been in places like that where
Yeah.
our voices are just, there's been walls around us before, our voices are coming back to us, but there's nothing else out here. There's no
Well,
animal out here.
And I keep like I thought maybe it was like the sound of maybe like a bridge, like somebody driving and make that kind of sound. And I thought that's what it was, because at first I was like, my mind went to laughter, and I thought I was like, maybe it's just a car in the back. But I've been listening this whole time, and I've never heard it again. And I'm thinking, if that is that close to be able to make that sound so close to us, why would it not be doing it again? This place is not like desolate.
No. Sorry, that was weird. I just looked up at the EMF, and it was like at 0.34,
What?
and then it just went back down again.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if I had it pointed at something and it was going up. I mean, I'm trying to move it around now to see.
Well, I know the phone won't set it off because it.
Nah, that's weird. Anyway, I'll keep it on me just to see what else we get. And we're going to try a little experiment here in a minute that Kenny came up with that I think is cool. And then we'll probably move to another area and try a spirit box.
Yeah, sounds
Cool.
good. That's weird. There's nothing over there, too.
No, there's nothing near us.
Huh.
Yeah, it's going ape shit over here. Well, let's get it going, dude. See if we can get it to climb higher.
That sounds good with me.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yep.
Okay? You recording?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been recording.
No, it's all good.
I just want to kind of pick that up.
Yeah.
See what it's spiking at. Oh, it's way up there. Huh. Now it's dropping. That's weird. Why the hell would it be spiking like around nothing though?
Because we got something's attention.
It's got to be. Is there somebody right next to Matt right now?
Ooh.
Huh. Oh man, it's.
Is there somebody right next to Kenny? No, it dropped almost as soon as I got it on you.
Yeah, it seems like it's almost like right behind you. It is. It's jumping up to 11, 12.
It's that way. That's where it gets higher. Yeah. So we're going to use this. We're going to use this right here. So Let me get into this spirit box session. We just kind of jumped in the middle of this. We just noticed that the EMF was spiking in this particular area, which isn't too far off where we've been the entire night. It's a different section of the cemetery. You can see the woods behind us. So while we got this momentum, we're going to reach out and see if we can establish communication with somebody on the spirit box.
Yep.
Is there somebody over here with us? Wait. Is this the person or persons that have been with us the entire night? If we get closer to the woods, will it be easier for you to hear me?
So that was that.
Let's try it.
I need you to-
Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and walk over there. We're gonna assume that's what you mean.
Nicaragua.
As we get closer, are we easier to understand?
So yes.
Yeah.
All right, we're over here. Is there something you want us to know?
Not put up.
Is this like your spot? Do you want me to sit down at the table? Westside, please.
I heard the same thing, dude.
Okay, I'll sit down.
Yeah.
Let me see that.
Kenny's gonna sit down.
Since I'm over here, since we walked really far over here to come sit down at this table, since we did all that, can you tell me your name?
What the hell?
I
is
don't
that?
know what the hell that was, but it definitely said a name.
Oh yeah.
Can you say that again?
$6 a month. $5.50.
Did you say Steve?
And
What did it say?
Dude. A little voice came across like, yeah. It sounded like robotic.
God. Sorry, I'm trying to get this light right.
That was weird. That was a creepy little voice, dude. What did you... What? Say that again.
Hold on. Stop the spirit box. Did you hear that?
Uh-uh.
God, I hope my mic picked that up.
What was...
It's a baby crying.
No way. What?
Yeah, I'm not. You know me, dude.
Oh, yeah, no, I do.
I don't church shit up, dude. Because I'm trying to think if I heard like maybe somebody. I don't know how well sound travels over here. We got that subdivision way on the opposite side.
That seems like it's too far, though.
Because it sounded like it was right over there. I heard a fucking baby cry.
What was that? Was that?
Do what?
That...
No. It just goes beep, 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 beep,
It
beep.
sounded
beep.
like a weird piece of, like, machine. It was like... Wee.
Dude, I'm telling you, I heard a baby cry. That was fucking weird.
There's something... You probably couldn't hear it because it was so low. But whenever I was saying friend or whatever, and I said, are you a friend? Are you trying to be a friend to us? It sounded like this little weird... I didn't even know how to explain it. This weird little minimized voice, and it was like, yes. Like, it like came across like... That's the best I can do, and that's exactly how that shit sounded. It just like this weird little voice. It was like, yes. But it was so small. It was weird. It's so hard to explain. It was like this small little voice, and it felt like it was something coming through.
Dude,
There's something going on over
yeah,
here,
man.
and I don't know what to make of it. I really don't, because this has been just so off the wall, and
Well,
we're like hearing these different sounds, like, I don't know. And now I've like thought I saw somebody walking over there.
well, now, yeah, everybody's.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. I don't. For those of you, sitting at home, I don't normally hear things. I'm not in touch with things, and dude, that was a baby crying. Again, I don't know how well sound travels where we are, but
When I was thinking too, I think that the other ones are recording kind of close by. I hope it picked it up. All right, so as you seen earlier, we feel like something's been kind of drawing us over here to the woods, and that's the way it seems, like something's kind of just luring us over here. And I've been kind of asking questions along the lines of like friend to see if this thing is actually trying to just talk to us and befriend us, or if it's something that's bad. So we decided we're going to come down here. We got the thermal running over there to pick up on what could be here, and of course the EMF meter. We're going to kind of hang out and do like a little EVP session and see if whatever it is might communicate with us. So we'll go ahead and start that off with,
No, sounds good.
we're going to ask the first question. Do you want us over here at this table? Is it special to you? Were you trying to say friend earlier? Because I asked friend and I got a response that said yes. Was that you? We also asked a couple questions and then we got the response evil. Was that you? I don't know. Kind of just feels like it's not here.
Yeah.
Maybe when we walked away, it left too.
It might have.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Because we were hitting the mother lode there for a minute and then it
Yeah.
just stopped. So
It was definitely going pretty wild there. Spirit's going wild. So we're going to go ahead and move on. It's getting late. We appreciate you talking to us and taking the time to give us one of the better investigations that we've had.
yeah.
Probably the best. Definitely ranks up there among the greats.
Oh yeah.
So before I leave though,
You heard that too? What did you hear?
like something crash or something?
Like a branch breaking?
Yeah. Is that you walking nearby? Huh.
Yeah, dude. We'll see what your thermal got later, and
Yeah, I'm hoping it got something here. I'm not gonna lie though, it does make me kind of uncomfortable being by those woods.
no, you're good,
It's
man.
weird, man. Like I don't know what I'm talking to, so
Right.
I don't know. I don't necessarily believe in demons, but I always keep my mind open to stuff like that.
Hey,
So I
man.
always think like, is this something bad, or is it
Right.
really just like a spirit? But I don't know. Who knows? But we're gonna. Okay, I swear to God, dude.
What?
I just saw like something white go by.
I didn't see.
There's something. Hang on, move that light real quick. I just saw something right behind you, like a
Oh,
white
you can't
ball.
even see my light out there.
No, like it was like a white ball, like right
Oh.
behind you. Let me see if I can like see. Definitely not. There's nothing that would make that. It almost looked like, you remember at Kingston, the weird?
Mm-hmm.
It looked just like that. I don't say with many places like, yeah, there's activity or hot,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. This one, I'm gonna go ahead and say something's here.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
just gonna
this is.
throw all the chips in on
Yeah,
this
man.
one and say there's something here. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and just wrap this up. Very interesting night. Of course, you guys decide what you think. But we're gonna obviously do what we always do: go back, review the evidence, see what we find, and then let you guys know.
Absolutely, man.
Sounds good?
Cool.
All right.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
This has been one hell of an investigation.
Definitely.
As we were literally just talking about before we started recording, we spoke too soon when we came out here. We were like, it's a newer cemetery. It's kind of out, in the woods by itself. It won't be that bad, and it's just
Yeah.
been
It's-
absolutely insane tonight. And we don't say that lightly. Again,
Yeah.
our job is not to come out here and church things up or
Yeah, no.
make things more dramatic than they really are. And obviously the environment definitely helps create it when you're out here by yourself and there's this massive amount of woods nearby. But weird things have been happening to both of us all
Yeah.
night. We've gotten weird stuff in the spirit box. I'm definitely interested to go back and look at this
Yeah,
evidence,
absolutely.
to review it and see what kind of crazy crap we got. I mean, obviously I think it came across pretty clear in the video that we were being lured to the woods. For what reason, we don't know. We never got a clear answer, at least that we heard. So again, it'll be really interesting
Yeah.
to go back and capture that. So as always, thank you to those of you who support us already. And if you're not a supporter yet, just give us a chance and please like and subscribe. And of course, there's a fucking plane flying overhead as we speak.
We're not redoing it. We're
Nope.
not redoing it.
Nope. We are out. So
Yeah.
that is all for tonight from Paranormal, and we'll see everybody in the recap.
We'll see you then. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the recap for Westside.
Westside.
Interesting place. Again, I hate saying that because I say that every time we go somewhere.
No, that one was definitely.
But this one was interesting. This one was unique because it's a newer cemetery.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the cemeteries we go to are older. That doesn't necessarily mean because it's older, it's going to have more activity or whatever. But yeah, this one definitely took a turn.
Yeah.
As you could kind of see in the video, and I don't know how well we illustrated that, but right from the jump, like right into the first spirit box. So there was this huge, massive like forest that surrounded us on pretty much what would you say, what, half of that cemetery?
Yeah, it kind of wraps around the whole thing, and about halfway,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
So we're in there and we start getting this vibe. Both of us get it, so it's not just him, it's not just me. I mean, case in point, right when we get into place, we're kind of setting up a place to film and where we want to do our first spirit box. Kenny thinks he sees a
Yeah.
figure next to some graves, and we kind of look around, we don't say anything, and that's just kind of how the night started. Well, we get over there and do our first spirit box session, and then him and I are both getting the vibe that we're being drawn towards the woods, and so we go near the woods. We tried out some experiments. There's like this weird picnic table right by the tree line
Yeah.
that we sat at, and
Definitely.
it was just
eerie.
weird the whole night. I heard a baby crying at one
Yeah.
point. He didn't hear the baby crying.
There was like a woman laughing, and that one I kept thinking about. I was like, man, I really wish I would have caught that because it was weird. Like just the things, the figure, like it started off once I saw it. It really looked like somebody was walking, kind of like 30, 40 feet away from us, just walking along the side. So, but that was so quick. It was just like, well, I don't know, did I actually see that? But it was vivid. It wasn't like I saw a flash or something. It was vivid. But that seemed like it kind of started off like, there was multiple moments of just, did we just hear that? Did we see that?
Right.
But it was clear. It was really weird.
No, man, it was definitely bizarre. Again, the whole evening was weird.
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of how that stuff worked out. And I feel like I'm kind of breezing through that, but it's one of those things where you
Yeah.
had to be there, man. And I'm
was,
sure every paranormal investigator out there feels the same way.
Yeah.
Like, you're showing people what you found, but you can't translate
That's the
how it
thing.
felt or what the heck was going on. But it was just an eerie night.
Yeah.
Altogether. Like again, we still felt the strong pull towards the woods. We have theories. Maybe somebody had been murdered out there a long time ago and was buried, or I don't know. But it was weird. And
Yeah.
we even looked up that area. It's a swamp that we were actually sitting next to, and this is an old area, South Carolina,
Yeah.
anyway. So who knows? What was going on out there?
Well, you'd mentioned too that that area is prone to flooding, so it could be something. Maybe somebody had lost a house, somebody drowned there. It was weird, but it was, the thing was when we left that night, I was kind of having to remember everything, and I'm like, it's just so weird that it seemed like something was kind of pulling us towards that area, and then when we went back and actually listened to everything, it was more clear that it really was trying to get our attention over there. It just now I'm kind of thinking about it, I'm like, well, what was it? Because I
Right.
don't know.
That's what we don't. That's the piece we don't have. I mean,
Yeah.
even all the weird audio stuff we got, and him seeing stuff and me hearing stuff, and I mean, we even had some weird stuff we found out later on happened to the equipment. Like at one point, Kenny set up his thermal, like we always do, and we just did a static shot to see if we'd pick something up because we've gotten pretty good EVPs on that before. just sitting by itself. So we went over to that table actually to do some stuff, and it was weird. As soon as we leave the camera view, like the whole audio, everything just started getting really staticky, and it stayed that way the entire time until
Yeah.
we get back on screen again. So I'm not sure what that was about. Again, not saying any of this was ghost related or paranormal,
No, it's
but
been some
weird.
things, yeah. Because yeah, I mean, honestly, it's never done that, so that's already one thing. And on top of that, we don't have anything like like the microphones would probably do that with if your phone's connected, and the signal, but there's nothing that's connected to that phone, so I honestly don't know why it did that, and it's just really weird the way it happened. I don't. It seems like something got in that area and just like kind of screwed it up a little bit. That would be my thought, but I don't know what.
Well,
that
you even
is,
said that like you said, some of your
Yeah,
equipment's
my
still on the
phone. Yep.
fritz since we
My
left.
phones,
So
all three of the phones have been messed up since then, and the other two phones they have those problems. So I really didn't think anything of it, but my personal phone has been just messed up, every day since that investigation. And I never had problems with it before. I don't do it. It's just I use it as a regular phone, so it's not like I'm downloading anything. It just ever since then it's been messed up, and it's just odd,
yeah,
how that
man.
all happens,
But yeah, but definitely one of our most unique ones, just because of the intensity of the evening. And what made that all cool was obviously while we were there investigating. We started feeling like somebody was guiding us towards the woods and wanted us to get in there, and that was kind of creeping us out a little bit. And then, but we really, I went back and listened to the spirit box sessions that we had and everything that we saw on video, and again, nothing really crazy is happening on camera. Well, we got some new software and we cleaned up. We kind of put our heads together and listened to the audio separately just to see what we could find. And we do this all the time, anyways. But with this new software, we were able to clean some of the audio up. And this go around, we found some
Yeah.
really cool stuff.
There's a
So
lot.
I want to share some of that with everybody else. So the first thing we have, it's cool because we were literally talking about this in the last video. And again, I'm not saying there's anything to this. I just think it's interesting. So one of the things we brought up is that I want to start listening to see if disconnected bits of the radio are actually them manipulating something and like trying to send us a message that way. Again, 100% a theory. I'm not saying it's 100%
It's
accurate.
just one of those things that happens so much.
Yeah.
It really gets to the point where it's like, how often does it have to happen for it to stop being a coincidence?
Right.
Because it happens so much.
It does. But we caught that this go around. I mean, it's clear as day. I'm going to go ahead and play it. And then, you tell me what you think. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny as I was listening to that audio, I heard the near you, and I think I might have even sent that part, but I didn't hear the thing before that. I don't remember if I did hear that, but it definitely sounds like maybe like what a demon.
Demon is what I picked up. And again, you can obviously tell the near you is like an advertisement for a movie that's coming out.
But that's usually how it goes. Is you'll hear well, most of the time you'll hear one piece that doesn't sound like radio, and then the other part does. So it's odd, it's almost like it only has enough to give you that one word, and then it can manipulate the radio to give you the rest of what it's trying to say.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's really odd.
And it fit with the vibes we were getting the whole night.
That's
like,
what I was
what the
gonna
heck was
mention.
luring us to the woods? Is it something evil, so to speak? Or
'Cause we did ask that.
Yeah.
That was actually as funny as that right when we got in that table area, we were joking around about like, because I remember being like, I hope it's nice, because I was like, I don't know. It was like wanting me to sit there, and so I was like, well, I hope it's something good, and I think you might even have some of it on there, but we had a few different things that came across related to that, so it's odd the timing of it.
Yeah, man.
I never came across before until then.
Yeah, man. Again, I just really like that one because
Yeah.
we were literally just talking about
Yep.
that, and
that's
you
a
get
good
these
example.
disconnected voices that make a complete thought. And again, I'm not saying that this was a ghost trying to communicate, but it's weird nonetheless and was worth mentioning. So here's the next one. So I'm just gonna play it. Yeah.
Listen carefully.
So what I like about this one, that's obvious, is that Kenny literally just got done saying, I think it said move.
Yeah.
That was right in the very beginning of that audio clip. And I mean, you hear a little garble, blah, 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 and all of a sudden that voice came across clear as day.
Yep.
I didn't say move.
Yep, that was so clear. Everyone when I heard that, because what's funny is I didn't realize, but I it might have been that one or it might have been a different one, but we had picked up on it saying something like that, and I didn't realize that until I went back and listened to the audio. I'm like, oh, we even heard that, but that it was so clear, and it sounds just like somebody responding, and it said I didn't say move right after we said the word. So that's pretty odd. That's one of the more convincing pieces right there.
And we got a lot of those this go around where direct
It was
responses.
very direct, and not even just something like where it would be, what or yes, like simple things you can connect to anything. It was things that went right with what we were saying.
Yeah, man. So this next audio clip that I want to spin up for everybody is really cool. I'm not going to play it a bunch of times just for time constraints, but if you're at home and you're watching this, I invite everybody to go back through this audio one more time, because I think you at the very beginning of it were asking something about or maybe I was like, can you hear us? Because we started getting this idea that maybe we were hard to understand or hard to hear. And we get two distinct voices that say the same thing almost back to back. One's female, one's male. And
that was kind of the general thought too, was when we first got in there, that it seemed like it was a male we were talking to, but it was struggling to get to us. Like, it just seemed like it was kind of getting muffled. And then later on, it seemed like a female was speaking to us. So it's funny how it had both of those.
Right.
It was just exactly what we thought it was,
Yeah, man. So I'm going to go ahead and spin this up. Is it easier to hear us right here, or are you still having a hard time hearing us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can hear the woman before.
I'm talking over the woman, but if you really listen, especially if you've got headphones on, you can really pick it up. But you obviously hear the guy at the end.
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah,
I can hear you fine.
Crazy,
yeah, that was cool. So the next piece of audio evidence that I want to bring up, it's funny because I heard it and it didn't hit me right away what I was listening to. So again, anybody listening at home or watching this at home, I want you to pay strict attention to this. So what we got was just a high. And we get this all the time. And again, I know it could be the radio, it could be a bunch of different things. But what's really unique about this one is when you hear the voice say hi, I want everybody to pay attention to the static. Okay? Because a lot of times in the spirit box, the static will stop, you'll get a snippet of something, static resumes, and it's fast. This voice is speaking right through the static. There's no interruption. So let me go ahead and play it and shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi.
Like, it was just like,
But that's, I don't know. Like,
it is.
I didn't catch on to that the first time.
Yeah.
I heard it. I mean, obviously I heard it. I was like, oh, that's really cool. But I was like, hold on, dude. That voice is speaking right through the static.
Yeah, it does. It kind of just makes its own way through there, which normally you can either, it gets a break in between, or it's just kind of caught in the sound of the static with it.
So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that one. So the next piece of audio evidence that we found, I really like, not only just because it makes us question, more of what we were dealing with, but it's similar to another voice that we're going to play later. So I'm going to go ahead and play it and shut up, just so everybody at home can stop hearing me talk and ramble about one piece of audio evidence. Okay, here we go.
I don't know if I heard that
one. So this one's quick. This one's really quick. And I tried to slow it down, but it sounded even dumber when you slowed it. Like,
yeah, that's the only thing. Sometimes if you try to clear it up too much, it gets worse.
Yeah. So let me play it one more time for you. So it's right there in the middle. And again, if you're at home watching, go back through and listen again. What you're hearing is a voice whisper hobble.
Oh, yeah, okay. I didn't hear it as clearly on there. That one was really weird, too.
And what's weird to me about that is hobbling is like a really old practice and really freaking cruel, obviously where they would, use a board or a post and break somebody's ankles. It was usually used as a form of punishment. And again, I'm not saying that's related to anything that we were near or what we were doing.
We don't know the history of those grounds, so,
But it was weird that came across.
And that one really, in the audio, whenever you can, and you might even be able to take, you do have settings on YouTube where you can take it and slow the playback time down. But that voice, comes across, and you can tell that's not radio because it really sounds like somebody standing next to us with a really low, whispering voice, saying like, hobble. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one was definitely one of the like different sounds.
But again, later on, I'm going to play an audio clip, and you guys are going to hear that voice again. We assume it's the same voice because it's doing the same weird, creepy whispering
Yeah.
thing. But cool nonetheless. And it was just another puzzle piece that we had that we were trying to figure out if there was like a theme developing that
Right,
while we were
yeah.
out there. So going back to what we were talking about earlier about asking a question and getting a direct response, this one hits the nail on the head. So I'm just going to play it. I know you'll remember it as soon as you hear it. So.
Could you just try to tell us your name or something?
Loud as day, dude, at the
Yeah.
end of that,
Yeah,
Ray.
Ray. Yep.
Oh, okay. So we know for sure we were talking to a Ray at some point.
And it just the answering of it just sounds just like somebody responding, it's just Ray, I don't know if I remember hearing that whenever we were doing the investigation, but I remember as soon as I went back and listened to the audio, I was just like, huh, I was like, that definitely sounds like somebody just
yeah.
responding, it did not sound like radio.
No, just because of the weird radio chatter before it,
Yeah.
it had a different quality
That's
to
it.
it.
You can always tell there's always like splits in between what you're hearing on the radio. It's usually pretty easy to detect, but that definitely seemed like somebody responding back. Kind of makes me want to like go back and like see if there is a Ray there, I mean, I don't know, but just to see if like that could be, if we don't see that name, that it could be somebody that was buried there a long time ago,
That's true. So the next clip I'm going to queue up here in a second. This one's cool as well because not only does it kind of, again, is it another puzzle piece in the overall theme we were trying to develop that night, but the woman at the end of this video, now granted I had the volume slightly heightened, but is clearly upset about, obviously about somebody who had passed. But I'll just play it and shut up and then let you get your takeaway from it.
We're over here. Is there something you want us to know?
Yeah, that's so. And with it being cleaned up, you can hear it a lot better. It definitely sounds. It's almost a sound of like a woman that was distraught and.
Yeah, she
crying.
always sounds like she's crying.
Yeah, and it's just they killed him.
They
Yeah.
killed him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm singing it. I don't know why I'm doing that.
I mean, it was just so weird. I remember hearing that and I kind of got chills because I was like, we were really trying to figure out something happened, and we're trying to figure out like what happened. Now we're not saying that's we know what happened, but
It was weird.
the odds of
and
it,
it fit. Again, it fit the pieces that we were
Yeah.
already picking up while we were out there.
It
But to
did,
come back
yeah.
and hear something like that, to hear this, voice that was clearly upset about somebody being murdered, it was bizarre
Yeah.
to say the least. So the next one's cool too, kind of eerie for us because it's another one of those ones I don't think we picked up while we were out there.
Yeah.
And you got a 50-50 chance of what's going on. So I'll play it. We'll talk it over. Because yeah, it's weird.
What code?
Can we play that one more time?
Yeah.
This one, it's quick, but I'll play it again. So
What code?
It's just harder for me to hear because I'm used to hearing it through
headphones, yeah. So what it's saying is, and again, as I've said with everything else, feel free to go back and then listen to it again because he's kind of talking over it. It says y'all are dead.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. That one was, man. I'm not gonna lie, that one kind of creeped me out.
Yeah. Now, again, you can take this one of two ways. Either we're being threatened,
Yeah,
or something was really like confused. Like,
Yeah.
wait, are you guys dead?
yeah,
Like-
yeah. That's saying like y'all are dead. That's it. To me, it almost sounded like it was. It sounded to me more like an ominous, like kind of like it was just y'all are dead. It did sound like a threatening.
It's
threatening
it's got the threatening thing
Yeah.
more to it than like the questioning vibe
Yeah.
for sure.
No, I remember hearing that and I was just like, okay.
It's creepy, man.
Yeah.
And again, it's let's knock another puzzle piece
Yep.
off the
Yeah.
line there of what we were experiencing that night.
And that could be the thing is that, I have heard of stories like that where people believe that a place is haunted because one person was killed and then the person that killed them had died in that area also. And it could be one of those things where somebody had killed somebody and, the killer had died. There could have been a house there at one point and, or a couple houses and then they died there. And now we're interfering with
Yeah,
what
man.
happened,
I mean, again, we literally had no history. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's it.
I researched the crap out of that
Yeah,
area and couldn't find anything. No
that's it.
stories, no
Nothing.
folk
Yeah,
tales, anything. So, whatever we stumbled upon, again, I would like to know more about it,
yeah.
but I think it'll,
We probably never will, honestly.
yeah, it'll remain a
Yeah,
mystery, man.
yeah.
So this next piece of audio that I'm gonna clean up or play for you is again very cool because to me it sounds like the same voice that said hobble. I'm gonna play it and let all of you decide. Did you just say speak up? Are you having a hard time hearing us? So if you hear it, after I say speak up, it's literally right there that,
Yeah,
and it sounds just like the voice that said hobble.
yeah, just like it.
Again, it's meaningless because we don't know what
Yeah,
that
we don't know
means,
much.
but
Yeah, but that's another one you can tell it's not radio. It's something that it's almost like in the distance, and it's like kind of just capturing whatever it said.
So the last bit that we're going to share with everybody before we move on is another puzzle piece, yet another one, and the overarching theme that was developing that night. And again, it's weird. I've gone back and listened to it 100 times, trying to bang my head against the wall. What does it mean? What does it mean? And let me play it first, and then we'll discuss it. If somebody's out here and they want to speak with us right now, can you sing?
That?
So that one was definitely more electronic, and again, that could have been nothing. But both of us here, when that electronic noise comes across, it sounds like something saying "you're evil." Now, again, this is where the questions come into play because we don't
Yeah,
know if it's speaking to us, if it was speaking to something else that
that's
was there
it.
that we couldn't see.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who knows? But there's an obvious story
And
there.
that was right around the time when we were asking the questions about if something was. I think it might have even been close to the time we heard the demon nearby or whatever, or near you. That we'd asked a few different questions like that related to that, and got a couple different. Like there was a woman that said evil
Yeah,
right
yeah,
before
yeah,
that
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty odd. I don't know. I mean, who knows? But the chances are just after a while you got to stop thinking the chances is just coincidence and start thinking maybe it was something else.
Yeah, and again, at this point, I mean, that's what we go out to do. We go out there to try and find, evidence, obviously, but we're also trying to piece together some kind of a story, to see what's the point to all this. I mean, again, like we talked about numerous times, I mean, there's ghost stories all over the world, people experiencing things, and you wonder why does this stuff keep happening? And one of the theories that we like to work off is that there's a story that never got finished or something that needs to be told, and that's kind of what we were working off that night. Once we got over our initial shock of all the weird crap that was happening to us that night, and going back and listening to all this audio, and rewatching the video, again, that's what I'm going for. Is that I strongly believe, and granted, you at home don't see everything, but and you may have a different opinion. You think it may be all bullshit to you. I don't know, but for us that were there, I was getting this overwhelming feeling that there was some story connected to that swamp. And to be completely honest with you, I think the cemetery was just weird happenstance. I
Yeah,
think that was just another weird coincidence. I don't
yeah,
think almost all of that was so much coming from the cemetery as it was from that swamp, because
that's it.
that's where we kept getting like almost herded to, was right back to there. Then we found that table, and
When we sat down too, that was one of the things that kind of creeped me out a lot too. Was and I don't want to say creeped out because it could have just been if it was a spirit, the spirit of some woman. But we were sitting there and we were asking questions, and we said something about a friend, and then it said my name, and I didn't think we even said my name before that, but we said friend, and then it said that, so I was like, do we know? I was like, do we know if this thing's actually good? Because we were getting evil coming across over there, but it seemed like
yeah.
as soon as we got to that table, it started picking up more on that. Like it seemed like something really was trying to keep us over there. And then the baby sound happened. So, if there is like a flood theory involved in it, something maybe a baby got, a baby drowned. I mean, there's so many different things, but it seemed like
Oh
as
yeah,
soon
man.
as we got near those woods, it was much more active. It was a really unexpected
Yeah.
night because I even said that ironically. I was like, well, we're always at older cemeteries. I was like, and this one's a little bit newer. Maybe it'll be different, but we really didn't think anything of it. But no, definitely one of the best ones I think we've had for
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
absolutely, man. Yes, I mean we've been to several different cemeteries and gotten something very unique and cool in every single one we've been to, but this one was a whole
Yeah.
different animal, and it was weird is because we didn't realize that we were walking into something, and I think what was happening dawned on us very
Yep.
slowly. Not that we're stupid, but you're in the middle of it and you're like,
That's saying we weren't trying
wait,
to.
wait a minute, what is happening right now?
Yeah, that's it. It did because we normally too. We're not really expecting everything to come across so quickly like that. You know, we just kind of hear things, we pick up, and then we decide, was that something, was it not? But it seemed like, especially when we first started, it seemed like something was trying really hard to talk to us, and it was coming across. You know, we'll get moments like that where the audio is kind of muffled, and it'll come across, every whatever 20 seconds or so. But this was coming across just back to back, so it seemed like as soon as we got in there, something was ready to,
Yeah, man.
get our attention and say, "Hey, I need you to know," or whatever. It was just very unexpected.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah, but awesome.
Yeah.
A really cool experience. And again, at this point, I mean, other than getting skeeved out by a couple of things that were happening that night, I really just want more answers. But
Yeah.
but unfortunately, again, I mean, I went through everything that I could find
Yep.
about the region and the area, and there may not even be anything documented, dude. It may just be one of those stories that that happen in life, and the word never got out there, and something was trying to communicate to us about it, or tell us what was going on. We'll never know, but very cool investigation, and
Yeah, definitely one we got to go back to.
yeah, absolutely. Just if
Yeah.
nothing else, to see if we can get any more pieces of that story filled in for us.
Exactly.
But anyways, yeah. So that was Westside, and very cool place.
Yeah.
Very cool place. Very good investigation, and we've already got some new ones lined up for the
Yep.
next episode. It's also almost Halloween, which means the boys are going to go try to find some haunted houses to give you guys some sneak peeks of, because that's something we enjoy doing
Yeah.
during this time of year
Absolutely,
too. So,
yeah.
without further ado, as always, thank you to you that support us. And if you're just coming across our video now, please hit that like and subscribe button. And we'll see everybody next time.
Sounds good. See you later.
Yeah.